Oh my God, this is me after the meeting, and you just missed it. Well, I wasn't going live yet. I need to check my email and stuff like that. And wanted to meet a friend of mine for coffee, so I wanted to touch bases with her. So while I'm doing that, right, I'm sitting up here, and in my rearview mirror, I see a canine, a wolf, a big one. And I'm like, oh my God, then I notice it's on a leash. There's a lady walking her huge dog out here. I'm like, oh my God. I said, I'm awake now, honey. I am awake now. If I wasn't before, I am now. So that made my day. So anyway, I went in to the meeting, and it was, you know, lots of people. The kids, little girls were saying, who is that? I said, I'm Beyonce. Which, you know, gave me pause, because even the babies know that I shouldn't be around these people. I'm not really the kind of person who should be in the 11th district, which Aaron already told me. So I just got to figure out, you know, I've got to figure out what I'm gonna do, you know, because this is what adults do. You have to figure out your life. Nobody is going to problem solve for you. It is something that you are expected to do for yourself. It is very necessary. I want to go see over here. You know, this is something else that I do. I don't really get to travel a lot, but wherever I do go, I do like to sightsee. See that the sun is coming out. Thank you, Lord. God is good, honey. Okay, I thought that maybe this was okay. All right, I thought maybe it was something to see over there, a river or something, but there ain't nothing. It's just the yeah, there's not really that much to see over here. I can't even remember how I got over here. Oh, yes, I do now. Okay. Oh, I remember. This really is a nice part of the 11th district. Believe me, the county holdings of real estate and whatnot are, look at that. Thank you, Jesus. That's what the sun reminds me of. That there is a God. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. Last night I was listening to, I watched a movie of Mickey Howard's life. And I gotta say, growing up, I wasn't that into her music. I really wasn't. But baby girl is still here and still doing interviews and stuff like that. Same way with Chaka Khan. And I think it's interesting. They seem to have more connection with their spirituality than Whitney Houston did and a whole lot of other people. I think that is just wild. Okay, let up this window. It is really windy out here. It's gusting like you would not believe. So, anyway, I've been over here before, but I came over here to the funeral home, and it's where I took the artwork for my book, I Remember You, that poem. And I published that book with that poem, and the artwork is from this area of the 11th district. So long ago, that was years ago, about 4.5 years ago. So, anyway, like I was saying about Mickey Howard, I believe she went through a lot. She's a survivor. I didn't even know that she was still alive, honestly. And like I said, I wasn't that into her music when I was growing up. I really focused on Whitney, and I just think that Whitney was living a fake life. You know, it's hard, honey, to live a lie. It's hard to live a lie, especially when other people who's supposed to care about you require that of you. You know, it's so hard. But bless her heart, she's on the other side now. I imagine when Whitney comes back, she will have learned about money and fame. Remember that lesson and not try to do that again, honey. I know that when you look at me, there's so much that you just don't see. But if you would only take the time, I know in my heart you find. Oh, a girl is scared sometimes, who isn't always strong. Can't you see the hurt in me? I feel so all alone. I think that was Whitney's truth. That was her truth. And after Bobby, I think the song that was her truth was and so you learn the way it feels to cry, the way that I cried when you tore my world in two. I think those are the words. But baby, I learned the way to break a heart. I learned from the best. I learned it from you. Oh baby, now I learned from you. I remember cold nights, tears I thought would never dry. Now you are the last thing on my mind. Would've sold my soul then, just to have you back again. Yeah. Now you say you're sorry and you changed your ways. Sorry, but you changed your ways too late. And so you know the way it feels to cry, The way that I cried when you broke my world in two. And baby, I learned the way to break a heart. I learned from the best. I learned from you. Oh, baby, now I learned from you. Yes, honey, yes. Bless her heart. Bless her heart. Mickey said in the interview that she felt that. You hear that? Oh, there it is, a little dog. A couple of them. Anyway, Mickey Howard said that she just felt that Whitney was tired. She was tired, and that's why, she went ahead on. And I would say that was true if Whitney had died quietly in her sleep, but she didn't. Whitney had help getting up out of here, baby. She had help. That's the thing. Yeah, Whitney didn't go on her own. She had a lot of help. And Whitney, living a lie, she painted herself into a corner somehow. Gosh. I think her feelings were hurt too regarding the black community. I'm doubling back to my original topic of discussion. Okay? My original topic of discussion was about the black community and, the issues within it. Like I said, people think that I'm an expert on the black community. I'm not. I'm just an expert on living my life and what my experiences have been in the black community. And I must say, I'm not embraced by the black community, but hell, I ain't embraced by certain family members. You dig? Show light, baby. I remember a conversation that my mom had with one of her sisters, and they were curious about me because I can go and hang out with anybody in the family. It doesn't matter on what side it is, what they're into, what they're not into. I can hang out with anybody in the family. Now, the reason why I can hang out with anybody in the family because I'm me. I'm me, and who I am is agreeable to anybody who is not on some stupidity. I'm gonna say it like that. If they're not trying to take advantage of me, harm me in any way, we can hang because I'm not trying to harm them. So in the family, there's some shenanigans that go on, and my mother's sister was saying, do you think that Khalitha is down for that? And my mother was like, and I can truthfully say that family members have tried me, cousins and whatnot, to see, what I'm about. What do I get into? What floats my boat, And generally, when they find out how I am, they don't really want to deal with me, or they want to emulate me. And that's okay, I had, a Monique situation with a family member. And unlike Monique, I already knew what was up because I had been abducted and raped by a stranger from my grandmother's house when I was very young, honey. And I believe that's the source of a lot of my problems, as far as how I deal with people. If I was a slut, even, the way Monique is about having sex and all that, I'm not like that. I'm very conservative. And the reason why I'm conservative is because my first recollection of sex was that it's not something that you play with. And it's a way that new life comes here, but it's also a way that life can be destroyed. The amount of pain that I felt was excruciating. It was a horrible experience. What is it like to participate in something, give your body to somebody who does not love you? Ew. It's disgusting. So, believe you me, when I had this family member want to show me his penis, I wasn't impressed. And nor was I afraid. I knew I wasn't going to get raped no doggone more. That happened to me when I was a baby. As I got older, even we had cousins that we didn't know that came from Germany and stuff like that we did not grow up with and stuff. But hell to the no. I heard Kaya say about friends that who your friends are. She was saying that about somebody. Keisha Kior, I think. Kior. Little girls that you used to hunch with. I think that, like I said, my experiences as a baby has set me apart from the black community in general. Kaya growing up, punching on her little girlfriends and having sex with a grown man when she was 14. I believe that's what she said. That's a different experience with sex than mine. Mine started with a brutal abduction, fear, rape, not once, not twice, not one location, and I remember. I can go to those places right now in Houston where this man took me and raped me. I remember the smells. I remember his smell. I remember smelling the stale liquor, where even if I smell it today, I remember. These things set me apart from the black community. It also sets me apart from many other communities as well, as far as other rape survivors, like these ladies talking about Me Too and all of that. Honey, this wasn't no business deal. This wasn't some supervisor. And I wasn't a young woman. I was a baby, toddler. This was before I even went to kindergarten that this happened to me. So for some other people, when it comes to being a decent human being, it's not within their purview, okay? That's not what they're about. The person who abducted me and raped me, he was doing what he intended to do, and he didn't care how he harmed me or what it would do to me in my life. And I imagine that he's long gone dead, but he may not be. He may still be alive. And if he is, he probably don't remember because he was drunk. Was it my destiny for that to happen to me? Maybe. It keep me from being promiscuous, keep me from being so titillated by sex and the flesh that I be around here jacked up like some other folks that I know personally, who I'm not going to name them, but people who, you know, spent all their life looking for an orgasm, or I don't know what the hell they're looking for, because it's not my experience, so I really can't speak on it. I just, from the outside looking in, it's a different situation, honey, when somebody is stimulating you and bringing you to orgasm, and it is a good sensation for you, than when somebody brutally attacks you. What that brings out in a person compared to the other situation where someone is touching you and bringing you to, making you feel good. What does that bring out of you? You know, and there's been people who have been raped, and what it brings out in them is they want to use drugs, and they want to, I don't know, you know, again, I don't get it. These are just the stories that I have been told. I wasn't there. I don't know the situation. I really don't understand how all of this stuff translates into whatever it translates into. I don't know. But what I can say is different people react to different situations differently. I have siblings. We all grew up in the same house. We are all different. And when I say that we're siblings, I can say that for the most part, most of us have the same mother. Some of us don't. It's just a hodgepodge. Anyway, we grew up in the same house, eating the same food, and we're not the same. We're different people. Different experiences, different situations. We're different. And I think that is so good. Even now, at my age, I am still learning about the stuff that my family has gotten into. And I'm not talking about aunties and uncles and cousins. I'm talking about siblings, my brothers and sisters. And even still, there are things that they have not revealed to me. I don't know, you know. They were so much not a part of my life, and I wasn't a part of their life, you know. Whatever secrets that they had or whatever, they kept to themselves. It did not concern me because I wasn't a part of it. And that's where I feel like I am with the Black community, and there's many people who are in the same situation, even though for different reasons, you know. We're in the community, but we're not a part of the community. Like they say about true Christians, they're in the world, but they're no part of the world. So many people think that means that you don't vote and you don't do this and you don't do that. That's not what it means. It's just that you don't take part in a lot of the shenanigans that go on. But it doesn't mean that you're irresponsible. Some people are just jerks, and they look for any excuse not to do what they're supposed to do. Any excuse will do. They do not want to be responsible. They do not want to be responsible. So they will take that scripture and say, oh, that means that you're not supposed to vote and you're not supposed to run for office and you're not supposed to do jury duty, because you're not a part of the world. Well, I'm in my family, but I'm not a part of the family. It means that a lot of stuff that people do in my family, I don't do those things. I don't do those things. I'm still a part of the family. I'm still a family member. I still am responsible. That's why you don't see me around here with all my goodies out and different things like that, because I respect myself. I respect my family. I'm a responsible member of my family. I do what I can, and I am very serious about my responsibility to my family. I'm gonna go to the community center right quick, and then I may come back around here to Starbucks, but I may not. I'm gonna see. This is original Tukwila. That's one thing I did learn is when you look like me, kind of like what Trump said, when you're a celebrity, people will let you do all kinds of stuff. And that's one reason why I don't hold that against him, because that is the truth. And I'm not a celebrity. I don't have $1 billion in wealth, but people, because of their own reason, people do react to me a certain kind of a way because of the way that I carry myself and the way that I look. So even when I went to the town hall meeting, I really stood out. That's why the little kids were like, who is that? The little girls, who is that? They just immediately think that I'm some person of notoriety or whatever, and I'm so not. Well, I kind of am, but it's not in the way. And I'll give you an example. I don't have weave in my head. I don't have fake nails. These are the same teeth I done had all my life. I don't use whitening toothpaste. I don't, the perfume that I wear is Anise Anise. It's the old time, I wear perfumes that are given to me as gifts. And I've been receiving Anise Anise as a gift since the 80s. The first perfume that I received as a gift from a man, it was from Otis Birdsong. He was a basketball player in Houston, and I forget where I met him. I don't know if I met him at my job or if I met him in the Galleria or where. I forget where I met this man at. But he really, really